Hey guys, what is going on today? Once again, we are working on the Duramax today, just doing a simple maintenance item. Now this is going to be very similar for all your Duramax vehicles, and what we're doing is we're changing out the fuel filter. So I'm going to show you exactly what you need to get the job done and then how to do it. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I've got about everything I need to complete this job on the passenger side of the truck here. And what I've got is a flathead screwdriver here. It's fairly long. Got oil filter wrench that'll fit the fuel filter. This one will just barely fit the base of it. I've also got 13 millimeter socket. I would recommend a socket and some sort of extension for the bleeder screw. And then I've got the actual filter itself, and I highly would recommend getting the actual AC Delco one, guys. Don't cheap out on a fuel filter. The fuel is the lifeline of your diesel engine. You want to make sure it's clean, especially on these LB7s, guys. They tend to go through injectors if they don't get clean fuel and you're keeping the water out of your fuel. So you want to get a good quality fuel filter, just like what I've got here. That way you're not having to replace injectors because it's a very expensive job. So that is about everything that you're going to need right here. I'm going to kind of tell you two methods of doing it. I'm going to do it one method and not actually film the other way. But it's basically the same theory behind it. Oh yeah, and you might need, because you'll see in the box here, you might need some sort of oil or some sort of lubricant to put on these new O-rings that go on the top and the bottom of this right here. So I've actually got a little leftover oil from whenever we did the oil change on this truck. So guys, be sure to check out the other videos I've got. I've got a lot of them on different maintenance items that we've done for not only the 2004 LB7 Duramax, but also the 2014 Gasser 5.3 Silverado. And a shameless little plug before we do get started. If you guys do like the video and find it helpful, be sure to take a look at the link down below. I've got a direct link to this exact fuel filter for your pickup. Works on most Duramaxes. You might cross-check and make sure that it is going to work for yours. But I know this will work for a 2001 through a 2004 beginning. I believe it will work on the LLY, which is 2004 and a half to 2005. But if you do buy from that link, it does help support the channel monetarily. So it helps me continue doing these maintenance items, also building out this truck, which hopefully should be expedited if we can sell that other house. All right, so now let's get started. So the first method of doing this is actually from the top of the engine bay, which you're gonna have to pop the hood anyway. But you can, if you can get your hands down in there to work, you can do it all from up here. But to make it easier, and especially for filming purposes, what I'm gonna do is pull this fender liner here, the splash guard. It's just gonna make life so much easier. And I think the folks that own this truck before me did this quite a bit because it's missing a few of the tabs, but that's just fine. It'll make it easier to get it in and out. So let's go ahead and get started. All I'm going to do is, and it's a little muddy, I do apologize. I'm just going to take my screwdriver, or if you have a special pry tool for this, they make them specifically, and I'll leave a link down below for that as well. You just pry the top guy up. Just like that. And then just pull it out. So we got one out, and then we're just going to follow all the way up through here and get any other ones that we see, like one right there. And I've got me a little something to set my junk on so I don't lose everything. And one reason I'm doing this out here instead of in the shop is because if I spill some diesel fuel, I'd rather spill it in the gravel out here than on my shop floor. And guys, wear some old clothes whenever you're doing this, because I didn't really know, because I hadn't messed with diesel trucks before I bought this one. But you get that crap on your clothes and it's hard to get out. It's not like gasoline. All right, we're starting to move already. So obviously I have less clips than what you guys are probably going to have. But you can see, look at that. I'm just going to have to pull those two and I can get easy access to it right there. So if you wanted to pull this one and this one here and take the entire thing out, more power to you, but that's really all you need to do right there, guys. So what we're going to do now is we're going to unplug the water and fuel sensor, which is right here. You can see it leads off the bottom here and connects right in here. So it looks like it's just a little clip, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, you just push down on it and then pull out like that. Easy peasy. Okay, which we're gonna have to get a new one of these and replace it soon anyway. Sometimes I get a message on the dash that says there is water in the fuel. However, I cannot tell that there is. We'll jump back around here. We're gonna grab oil filter wrench. Jump back under here, and we gotta take it off. So all I'm gonna do is set this on here. Get on the bottom side of it if I can. And then we're just gonna cinch down on this and loosen it up. It was pretty easy. And this is the part where you wanna be careful, guys, because once this thing comes off, it's gonna be full of fuel. And I would recommend just disposing of this fuel and not reusing it. You can see it's plumb full. So let me find something to dump this in and then I'll be right back. Okay, now that we've got this bad boy off, what I'm gonna do is, got a pair of channel locks here. You can use something different if you want to, but just be sure not to strip this, guys. If you strip this, it is plastic. You will be buying a new water and fuel sensor. So all you're gonna do is just grab the base of this, set your channel locks on top, and then twist it off. Boy, I got that on there pretty tight. There we go. Once again, whoops, I'm setting it up here. You can see we're getting some fuel leakage here. Probably just relieved a little pressure from it. No biggie though, just kill the grass here. So, off that comes, you can see. We've got that. And I am glad I decided to replace this. I think it's only got like 3,000 miles on it, and these fuel filters are good for a lot longer. I thought this was an AC Delco, but evidently it's not. It just says made in China. So I'm sure the AC Delco one is too, but nonetheless, we got a brand new one. So we'll set that guy aside. Let's grab that new filter. As you can see, is wrapped up nicely. Let's open it up. Okay. Got my pocket knife so I can open the new fuel filter. I apologize, guys. This video looks a little clumsy because I'm trying to do everything one-handed. I prefer filming on my iPhone. It's working a lot better than my GoPro Hero 5. The audio quality on that thing is just awful. So, let's get this unwrapped. And so there's the new filter compared to the old. This one looks a lot cleaner, doesn't it? Oh, actually, I'm wrong. Look at that, guys. Assembled in USA. Thumbs up for AC Delco. That's a good deal. And you can see we got the new O-rings in here. I'm going to carefully open these, not to cut them. And guys, don't skimp on this part. Be sure to lube these up with some oil before putting them on. That's a lot of oil. All right, so there's some oil on this guy. I'm just going to set it up top here, right where it belongs. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take the old O-ring off the water and fuel sensor. Let's see if I can do it with my fingers. You can do it with your flat head. You can see that guy's cracking, so it did need replaced. And out with the old, in with the new. Let's roll that guy right on down there, just like so. Perfect. So now I'm just going to screw this into the top here. Perfect. Now let's check to see on this guy. Looks like it did come off with it, so we need to put this ring, which I've got oil on my hand, you can see, and I'm just running it around here. We need to put this ring on top up here, just like so, and it fits nicely into place. Perfect. One thing you're going to notice as well is make sure that this little rubber gasket seal here comes out with the old one. If not, you may have to remove it from the truck. But you can see it came off nicely with mine, so got it right there. Perfect. All right, so now we can do the reinstall of this. So to reinstall the new fuel filter, which I've got all dirty here, you'll see here that for the, whoops, I got it upside down. For the water and fuel sensor, you want to tighten it about a half turn past tight. So we're going to do that. Hand tight, that is. So I've got it hand tight right there. So I'm just going to spin this bad boy on around like so. That should be tight enough it doesn't leak fuel. Make sure you got your O-ring on the bottom. You can see here just a quarter tight past hand tight on the actual fuel filter once it's replaced on the truck. So let me get my hand clean real quick. Just got an old shop towel here so I can pick up my phone, climb back under here. We're gonna set it back up in here. I'm gonna try to screw this on with one hand. We'll see if I can do it or not. Once it threads on, you guys should know. Okay, once you've got it spun on there, take your fuel filter wrench, go up under the sensor like so, and then you just want to go the opposite direction this time, righty-tighty, and only a quarter of a turn, so about right there, and that's it, guys. So now, if I can get my fuel filter wrench off, there we go. I'm going to take an old shop rag here. I'm just going to wipe that fuel filter down. I just like trying to keep things tidy if I can. Keep it nice and clean looking. Perfect. All right. So now we're going to take the water and fuel sensor here. We're going to plug it back in. Make sure you got it lined up the right way. Clip back in, just like so. Perfect. Okay, so now we can tuck our splash guard back in with our two clips here. More if you guys have got them in there. Let's see, I think there was one. We'll put one right here anyway. Clipped in. And there's the other one. Let's see where the hole is. Oh, I think I'm gonna tuck this bad boy in right here. Boom, just like that. Okay, so now it's tucked in. Now what we gotta do is get the air out of the system. That's really a pretty easy job. So this is where we're gonna need our 13mm socket to jump under the hood. So I've got mine right here. What you're gonna do, go to the top of the housing here on the passenger side, battery, air intake, fuel filter housing. And what we're gonna do, you can see my screw's red, yours probably won't be the same color. In fact, the guy that sold this truck to me, he told me that this added, it was either 5 or 15 horsepower. Leave a like if you believe that, and comment and let me know why. I'm not 100% sure. He was just joking. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna loosen this up. We're not gonna take it all the way out. We're just gonna loosen it. And most of them, you can actually use a screwdriver. You can see I've tried to before and I kind of marred it up. It's easier with a 13mm socket in my opinion. Now all you're gonna do is press this bulb and just push it till you'll see fuel start bubbling out of the system. And I can already start to see it. I don't know if you guys can or not. So all you're doing is getting that air out, and I may even loosen it a little bit more. Oh yeah. You see we're letting some serious air out. Much more air out. You're starting to see bubbles like that. Go ahead and tighten it down. All right, so I got it tightened down. I thought this through and cleaned up at the end, but you can see we've got some diesel fuel running down the side of it. So I'm just gonna wipe it down real quick. Try to keep it fairly clean looking in here. Just driving on these dirt roads, man, this stuff will just get dirt on it caked up instantly. Not that it really matters, but I'm just picky about that. And now, moment of truth. We're gonna fire it up. And now for the moment of truth. Got the air out of the system. Should be able to just cycle the glow plugs once and she should kick on. Let's see if that's true or not. Those glow plugs run for a second. Boy, smooth as can be. Boy, she looks good, guys. Only thing I'd recommend, watch it for a little while for fuel leaks, because you definitely don't want air getting in your system or leaking fuel. All right, throw this in the floorboard. We'll get rid of that at some point. But yeah, guys, that's really all there is to the job. It's pretty easy. As you can see here, I mean, if you've got 20 minutes to do it, you can swap it out, no problem. And you guys may have noticed I had an ABS light on the dash. I still need to figure that out. I think the ABS, I think they're called the wheel speed sensors, need cleaned. As you can see, this truck's a little dirty, and of course there's a little rust, as with every one of these trucks out there. So eventually I need to tear that apart. I think it's on the passenger side and clean that. I'll be doing a video on that. Like to get around to the coolant on this truck. Getting winter time, I have no idea on the history of the coolant. Transmission fluid looks good, but I'm gonna do a change for you guys anyway, so you guys can see a video on that. Like I mentioned earlier, we've already done the fuel filter, and I did the door handle the other day. So I've got just tons of good videos for you guys on these trucks, just little maintenance items to show you how it's done. Guys, certainly appreciate you checking out the video. And if you like the video, be sure to leave a like on it. If you like this sort of content, be sure to subscribe and check out some other videos. We got tons more on these trucks. All right, guys, until the next video, take care.